Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Distant Worlds 2, episode number 2 of the Steam release version. As the Xenox. The space cats. I just love that image. I mean, they actually look pretty believable, you know. They got this look to them, which is... It's nice. It's a good artistic look, but oh man, it's kind of funny to see, like, cat scientists, to be honest, but okay, whatever. So, in the last episode, we did our first warp jump. We discovered some resources. Now, one of the things is the exploration automation is, it's applied to everybody, so it's at least applied fairly, but you can definitely get a little bit more efficiency if you do it yourself, which is why, of course, it's unfortunate that there's no ability to queue up multiple orders for the same ship. You just have to kind of monitor a few things. So basically, I jump back and forth between, this is Shift F2, and then this is what, F5? Yeah. So F5 and Shift F2 are my two best friends. So we can see that colony growth is a little bit down. Oh, well, apparently we're moving in time. I didn't even realize that, but only a few days. Only one more day before the space commerce comes up. So basically what I'm looking at here is trying to make sure the colony growth and research are both positive. Again, this would be nice if it was automated with reserved as the only criteria for, or like some kind of user toggle for control. But anyway. Castlon, we discovered all kinds of things on this planet, and the most important thing is the Castlon abundance is high. This is this is the fuel. In the previous game, there was hydrogen and Castlon for two different reactors. In this game, Distant Worlds 2, there's presently only one fuel source, and that's Castlon, which makes Castlon arguably the most important resource in the game. Because without it, and without a good supply of it, your economy will grind to a halt, because your ships just won't have fuel. So it's just critically important. I mean, just ask no, never mind. We'll stay away from real life examples. I didn't say anything. You didn't hear it here. So the nice thing is this also has a nice research bonus to reactors, which is great and seems appropriate. So what we're going to do is get somebody over here to build a reactor. And I'm actually going to do something a little bit goofy. I'm going to take our construction ship, assuming I have anybody available. I don't. But I'm going to buy a new one. Now that we have the new technology, okay, I'll wait. I don't think that this tech is going to do anything for us, but we'll just wait the 3 days it takes, which is sometimes more than 3 days. There it is. Okay, so we got the space commerce. I want to make sure that we now just blow right through medical systems and recreation. Now, I don't think you necessarily need these. I kind of like it from the standpoint of being a completionist and all that, but to do all the first tier techs first. I don't do that at all, but in my head I like it. What we'll probably end up doing is grab these for the spaceport. We could get the basic transport systems and then pair that with the construction expanded space stations, which will give us the resort station. That'll be a nice early source of income. Depending on how high our percentage for scenery was, I think it was 8%. And 8% I would say is a good enough bonus. Yeah, plus 8%. 8% is probably a good enough bonus that we could justify dedicating a huge amount of research time at the beginning of the game to getting resorts up. Because once we have them, I mean, at first we'll still need passenger ships, which we won't have because, we need to get one more tech for that, which is tier 2. But yeah. So, anyways, we're going to spend a lot of time in the research tree. I hope you're comfortable with that because this is, in my opinion, a lot of fun in the game is just mapping out how you want your galaxy, the galaxy, yes, but your part of the galaxy, your empire, to develop technologically. What are the things you're going to end up focusing on? And the fact that it's such an interesting game means that the balance for this is done pretty well. So I don't really know what the best route forward is, and I'm sure that it can depend on your circumstances. Those are two good things from a game design perspective. Armor. They always recommend armor. We haven't encountered any pirates yet. For all we know, our blissful people are ignorant of any possibility of pirates, so we'll forego weapons until there's a rude encounter. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because the other idea is just to go right back down to hyperspace technology. After this... Okay, we're already doing that, so I'm going to leave it as is. We're fine for now. Before I go anywhere... I do want to see if I can push by this, get that up and crashed researched, because we have a little bit of money to spare. Okay, not much. Not much at all, but just enough. The next order of business is we're going to want a research station here. So I'm going to put that on the queue. And actually, I'm going to cancel that because I want to build it myself. So what we need is also a construction ship because we're going to need more than one. Did I already upgrade the ship design for this? It is automatic, so it is automatically being upgraded. Okay, we're going to take manual control of that. I like my role sorted. We're going to take control of these guys and start messing around with them. So they only put one engine on this thing. I'm so sorry, but that is completely unacceptable. So we'll upgrade the construction ship. What we'll end up doing is taking out both of these missiles, probably putting a second shield on, and for the love of all that is good, please, at least 2 engines. That's my preference. I don't know if people want to argue that maybe that isn't optimal. I would argue that it is not optimal not to have 2 engines, especially when you're so early on in the game. Well, actually, as you go later in the game, maybe hyperdrive can take over for construction ship travel for the most part. Because so there's one thing on the skip drive, you can see the jump accuracy, the third item, 5,000. And I think that this controls what's the minimum jump distance you can cover. Now, unfortunately, again, we're kind of left with this, what is 5,000? I believe that the distance between essentially my 2 planets, to the 2 moons, might be about 5,000. In which case, if we get the stations just wrong, it'll be like 4,998 distance away, in which case they won't jump, and it'll take them a long time to go by engine from one place to the other. In fact, it's ridiculous to the point that if you manually control it, you can jump in a very long isosceles triangle. You can essentially, from going from here to here, you can do a jump over here and then jump back here, and it's still faster than the travel time to go in between. That just kind of shows you the ridiculousness of the situation. But anyway, that's enough on my little rants about traveling. So we got rid of the weapons because I just don't think the construction ships should be doing any fighting. Even if they drop like 2 missiles off before they leave, most likely the shields will recover. So I just don't think we want to do that. In fact, we might have enough, and it looks like we just barely don't, to put on... Oh, we just barely do, because these are the very light shields. We could either put on shields or we could put more fuel range on. And you know what? I'm actually partial to getting more fuel range. Believe it or not. How's our... Oh, never mind. I'm partial to getting a reactor, since we're short on... This travel is only half the speed we can. For crying out loud, that's not going to cut it. So yeah, there we go. We're probably over on size now, which means we're going to have to cut something else, like an engine. No, I think we'll cut the proximity sensor array. We won't be able to detect things, but construction ships, by and large, should be inside the zone of exploration compared to my exploration ships. So I'm hoping that these are not like the frontline detectors, in which case, yeah, we'll just get rid of that sensor. How are we doing now? Well, we have 4 complaints or recommendations. The bottom one is just saying, although there's 3 engine spots, you can only fill 2 of them. So it's just a reminder to us. But the middle 2 are a little concerning. They're telling us that our engines are terrible and our turn rate is terrible. We also have no workaround for that. So basically this ship is good. She's ready to go. Now it'll be forever the CS2 construction ship V2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll have to leave it like this. In fact, what I might do... Yeah, we'll just leave it like this. We'll actually just... I'm not going to make any changes. It'll just be the CS2 and the EX2. And that'll be... I'll just be able to look for these numbers when I want to find those 2 state-controlled but non-military ships. The rest of them will be like heavy escort, destroyer, stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, so this is good. And now I'm going to try to build one of those. I have to toggle off and on to get the latest version. Pretty expensive. We can barely afford it, but yeah, we're going to do it. I think it's necessary. We need at least 2 construction ships, and honestly, we would really benefit from having some more exploration ships as well, right on cue. What are you going to do? So I might actually have to manually control you folk. Why are you traveling to... Oh god, you're going to an enemy spaceport. Well, I can tell you that this is not going to bode well for you. Okay, well, it's abandoned. This one might actually be okay. I thought this was a potentially hostile one. I mean, it is potentially hostile, but it's not guaranteed hostile from my first evaluation there. You are surveying number 7, so usually they go to the gas giants first, and it looks like that is indeed the case. Then we have one who's leaving the construction yard. I might get this one to manually do some research here. I mean, to manually target some of the planets. Like, what do we need? We could go to these two. What else? What about this one? Let's go survey this. And like I said, I can't queue up multiple orders, which would be so nice. Otherwise, do we have any asteroid belts? The current, what I've witnessed, at least my personal experience, anecdotally, it looks like they get hung up on asteroids a lot in the very beginning of the game. And one workaround for that is you can buy research the technology which has a scanner with a big range, which means you can get like all the asteroids around you at the same time. It's not enough to go from one planet to the other, but all these little asteroids in an area will be, all the resources on them will be observed right away, which is quite nice. I think we have one. I thought we had one more exploration ship coming, but apparently not. In that case, we'll wait for this guy to be done, and when it is done, we'll get our research station here, and that's gonna, first of all, it's gonna increase the cost that we have as far as, you know, how much research we can do and all that. This cost will go up because we'll be paying for more research labs, but the amount of research we'll be able to do is a lot better. So we'll crank it back up to 4x and kind of hope that we do okay with that. Monitor our research people, F2, F5. Okay, we got something else. There's more items that we can get to on Glees. Is Glees my home planet? Okay, it is. So Glees is my home planet. Just future note. Probably should call it, in fact, we will call it Hairball. I just feel like that's a more appropriate name. Just sudden inspiration. So Hairball Prime. It's giving me Wing Commander vibes. Yeah, okay, it was called Glees. That was in the distant past, excuse me, and it's now called Hairball. And I'm not trying to make this series too, like, not serious. It is a serious playthrough, but with maybe a little bit of injected comedy in the middle there, like names of planets and stuff. And I think Hairball's a perfectly fine name for a planet. It's a ball, and there's probably lots of cats with hair on them, and so... so we're going to investigate this space station, which may lead to some negative events. It's heavily damaged and currently inoperable. However, we could acquire it by sending a construction ship to repair it. So I don't actually want to do that right away. So now I'm going to have to start managing, what, Shift F7? Shift F7. No, that's the wrong one. It's F8. Shift F8. Yeah, you're actually done and ready to go. Are you? No, you're under construction, 66%. So I'm going to monitor this one, because I want to do the construction orders for him. In fact, I can... Oh, he's getting his energy up. I'm kind of... Well, I mean, there are too many things to monitor now. 50 seconds? Oh, the construction... Okay, show me. You're good. Alright, you're leaving construction yard. So we want you to build... I want this to be, again, far away. So I'm going to right-click and I'm going to build a research station here. And what I want to do is put these two stations next to each other. Not exactly next to each other, but close enough that they can kind of provide covering fire, basically. So that's done, and now I need to pause because, okay, mining station was constructed, our first one, very good. And you are retrofitting, that's good. We go to my explorers here, because I knew it, you don't have a mission, and I can't queue orders, dang it anyhow. So yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, let's see what happens if I put them on automated. We'll probably have some gas planets that haven't been done yet. I don't want them to actually research those, or like survey those asteroids. We have other gas planets to get to first. I actually don't want that one either, because gas planets will be covered on their own. I want him to kind of explore the planets. So yeah, let's get this one. Why don't you go over here? And you, what is your... You're going to survey... Yeah, so you're already beginning to survey these. I don't want that to happen yet. Can you please survey the planet itself, which is... I mean, the asteroids may have a big amount of minerals, but it's unlikely, and I really would prefer that they're done second. So are we okay to just... I'm going to leave that screen. We'll just micromanage our exploration ships for a while now. Alright, good. So we found something here. Oh, that was quick. 20% silicon. Great. What else do we have here? A volcanic planet, marshy, swamp planet. I'm really glad that we're going to look at the ocean planet, because that's a potentially colonizable one. By the way, I should really look at our people. Galactopedia has been filled out even more than last time you were, well, if you joined me for my previous series. Let's go over to us. the Xenox. So we go down here, we can see that we benefit mostly from frozen planets. We have only a minus 10% to the ocean planets. And now this is a confusing thing. Minimum quality is effectively 50 minus this is equal to just another colonization modifier. They're separated for like potentially modding, or maybe, I mean, there might be some mechanic that is different in the future, but right now 50 minus this, you can just add that number directly to whatever the colonization modifier is to get your, what is it called? Suitability. So you can see that suitability on this planet is minus 50. Why is that? Well, it's a rocky silicon planet with 0% quality. So first of all, quality is, it's just, you want a minimum of 20 with colonization suitability. The minus 50 is going to come from, let's see, I guess it's not even going to be covered in this. Might be, okay, so let me go over to our home planet so I can make sure I get a read on this. So this colonization suitability is plus 39. Right. So the number is first of all taken from 50%. So we subtract quality minus 50%, and that gives us 4. Then we know that I am on an ice planet. So ice is 50 minus this is plus 10. So we're at 14 total. And then we go up to ice tundra, because that's what we have, ice tundra. Plus 25 gives us 14 plus 25 is equal to 39. If I did that math right. But basically it should be this number minus 50 plus this number, 50 minus this number, plus whatever this number is. Okay, that's a lot of confusing numbers, but if you did that, if you followed that last one, it was the correct thing. And I don't want to bog down in that too much, so let's keep pushing forward. But basically, I shouldn't push forward yet. I gotta give these guys orders. Where do I want to go next? So this is not going to be a planet that we can colonize whatsoever, but the ocean planet is possible as a potential colonization planet. Do we have somebody? We have somebody who's surveying this. I don't really want them to just go and give me all the asteroids yet. Okay, here's a swampy planet. Why don't you go survey that one? And then what you can do, if you're like me and often forget about these, you can turn them on automate. It's kind of a way of letting them queue up the next thing if you just completely forget about them. Shift F8, we'll go over here, we're building that. You're gonna retrofit. Let me turn you on to manual control, same idea. Once you're done with your mission, which is gonna take you forever to travel there, then this is why it's probably better for me to jump sideways and then jump back than actually to let him just keep trying to make his way slowly over there. They want us to build a few more ships, and apparently, without my knowing, the private economy is nice and busy, giving us some money. We can always check the private economy if we want. Down here, 207. Oh yeah, they're very rich. They're extremely well off. But you can see the bonus income right now is 2,000 from them. So they've contributed 2,000 just by buying time on our. Oh, good. Unknown objects detected at hairball. It's fantastic. So we have more to discover here. I don't know what, but it will be interesting to know. I think we will build another exploration ship with the money provided to us by the private economy. Let's get another one of those. But first, let me actually check that the ship design for this is good. Let me edit in place here. We can't actually edit it, but... So I edited this one, I can tell, since it doesn't have any weapons. And we do have 10 space available, but yeah, there's no use for that, because there's nothing available which we can really fit anything in. And 11 is more than the size of a weapon, and more than... So less, I should say, than the size of a weapon, and also less than the size of a shield. So we're good here. Which means I can just go ahead and buy another Traveler. Even though, yeah, we're still a little bit of ways from the next warp drive. Okay, so how am I doing here? Oh, interesting. So we found a crashed Xenox ship. Where is this, by the way? Oh, cool. It's on this ocean planet. We have two options here. I think it's a no-brainer for us to investigate. And let me turn down sometimes the game unpauses without you really realizing it's going to happen. Okay, on this world we have discovered the remnants of a crashed Xenox ship dating back to the time of the Cataclysm. We believe it has been an archive vessel transporting data to our own world. We can only imagine how our world would have grown and thrived had this ship arrived intact. Interesting. Perhaps we would have been traveling to the stars for centuries already. The ship is badly damaged. Moving it or even interacting with it would likely cause the corruption of any remaining files. We must choose if we wish to attempt to conserve and recover the portion of the archives dedicated to history, or attempt to extract the technological data. They're probably on Windows Vista. I sympathize. Anyway, let's retrieve the technological data, because I'm just a research guy, and I've done this before. I've done both of these options. I mean, I said I haven't played the Xenox much, but I played this game a lot, so even not playing a lot of the Xenox means I've played a few times, at least in the beginning. And, with beta testing, you're restarting the game constantly. So let's retrieve the technological data and just hope that we can fill in the gaps, knowledge gaps ourselves later, or it'll be kind of fun to not walk into things quote-unquote blind, although, maybe not entirely blind. So anyways, this has helped us with stable... What? Okay, so it helped us with our current research, which was almost done anyway. And it also helped us advance stable warp fields. Now what this was is essentially a research bonus, which applied to the next two in the queue. That's still fantastic, and I have no regrets that we did this. So medical systems are now done. And honestly, it's time for us to refit our space station. Did I manually leave this on? Because I should have this on. Just automatic is probably fine, but okay. That's right. Actually, if we left it on automatic, they would just do weird things with the weapons. So we'll do it manually. Now, we're at 750 out of 750, but we're going to have to find a way to sacrifice something, and probably it's going to be one from each side. These are facing exactly the opposite direction, so we'll just get rid of both of those. That gives us a little bit more room, and we're going to start filling that up with useful things, such as medical and commerce and we don't have the other one yet. Wait, do we? We do. Command, crew, fuel, medical, good. Research, good. Commerce, good. What am I missing? Okay, just... we're at, by the way, the max we can do anyways. Did something else already get put on here? Research, command, medical, commerce, recreation. Recreation is what I'm missing. Did I not do recreation? Was recreation our next one? Oh, it is. Okay, so we don't have the recreation stuff yet. Now, I'm going to leave the retrofitting on automatic, which means that this guy will probably just start doing his own retrofit to SSP2 mark whatever we just did. Yeah, well, it's just SSP-2. That's nice. They just take any last number and iterate on it. That's nice. Okay, so that'll be eventually upgraded because retrofitting is still automatic, which I'm fine with. Which means that the bonus to... It wasn't just the next two items in our queue. Ah, that is a good jump. So that takes us down to from like 7 years to 5.7 years. That's useful. Okay, we will not move at 0.25x speed. That's for like combat type stuff. Even that would be slow for combat. But what we do want to do is go down here and crash research this with the very little money we have. So this is going to take 7,500 of our 10,000, which means that basically every ship that we have right now is the last ship we can get for a while. Okay, so you guys are both still building. The good news is we'll get a notification when this one finishes. We'll just have to kind of pay attention to this one. I might start hotkeying these guys so I can very quickly scan them. You don't have a mission because you're under construction, right? I thought they used to have a red fuzzy coloring when they're under construction, but no. So you're about done in 13 seconds. It's probably okay if we start letting them do their own thing. Okay, you're going to go deeper into the exploration of that planet. That's fine. I think that's a good idea. Still being constructed. Can't believe that 25 minutes of this episode has already blown by. I mean, this game is a lot of fun. Time flies when you're having fun. It's true. So we have a station we can get, but probably on a planet which is useless to us. So that's of limited value. If we could actually colonize that planet, it would be huge. We did finish another exploration ship, which is great. That one's going to go, and it wants to go and explore asteroids, of course, but let's see. Have we actually gotten all our planets done? No, so this one itself is not done, which means that whatever your orders were are now going to be changed to survey that instead. And then we'll automate you just in case I forget. Yeah, okay, good. Carbonite. Actually, we haven't discovered carbonite yet. That's weird. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to get this is going to be a priority for one of the mining stations. Because carbonite is one of those things you want early game. I had one playthrough where it was the great carbonite shortage. Excuse me, by the way, I gotta adjust this. How are we doing? Okay, Shift F2. Oh gosh, okay, so we need to increase funding here. Not by much though, we weren't too far off. And as soon as we get this research station, so they did not jump. Dang it. I was really hoping they would jump between these. I assume that you do have a skip drive. You do. So this shows the problem. We didn't get quite enough spacing. I guess this is less than 5,000 away. Bummer. Well, we got a spy, which is currently useless since we have no... I mean, their spies are supposed to be meant for external parties, but we are alone in the universe as far as we know. So, not particularly helpful yet, but will be. And the Xenocs are very good with all the espionage type stuff, along with the humans. So, we should get a good benefit out of our spies. Not usually against the pirates. Those are difficult, but yeah. And then we're just cranking along at 4x. Space 4x, x4. Osalia, that's good to have. Shields. I don't even know what our Megatron shields use. I assume Osalia. But they want us to build construction ships. I mean, that would be great, but if you're just along for the ride here, we're seeing potential problems on the cash flow side. I'm not even sure how this went. Did I just hit accept? No, I didn't. Oh, God, you don't have an order. So, okay, so let's get you to build this mining station. Now, I am actually going to be very particular about this. I want this to maximize the distance away. So it looks like we want to get a little bit further this way. I really hope we jump. Is he going to jump? Okay, he's going to go into the space station first, I think. Oh, he's got the goods. And he is not jumping. Oh, no. Alright, I'm going to show this manually, because it kind of shows how silly this is. Jump there, and this was enough distance, by the way. Okay, he jumped. Now, even with the cooldown time, that just happened so quickly. I can push it a little bit further this way. So he will eventually jump. I think he's just going to wait for his engine to cool down. There's a warp drive cooldown. Should just show this stuff for the first time. So jump range is 3 million, whatever that means. I mean, we don't really have a unit of measurement, right? Jump accuracy 5,000. And then jump cooldown, recharge time is 30 seconds. But even though that's the case, it's still faster to do this really goofy triangle maneuver. Isn't that goofy? Okay, so we're exploring something on, I guess, supposedly... Alright, so 3 of our people are now doing asteroids, which is a disaster. This is not what I want at all. We'll just have to make do. Oh, we're probably losing money because I'm ordering stuff to be built, like mining stations, which cost money. So mining stations don't cost state money, but they do cost private money. However, research stations do cost state money. So that's probably what happened there. Now, I would really love to have enough money to crash research this, but I'm pretty sure that, yeah, it's going to be 16,000, and we only have cash on hand of 4,000. In addition to that, where also the money might have come from is that my station decided to refit. Now, I think that's a good idea because it has a commerce module now, and that should help us. But in the meantime, we're going to have to do the old-fashioned research, not crash research, for our first, or I should say our second hyperdrive. Otherwise, we'll just push on. Oh yeah, I forgot to micromanage these guys, so they're all doing asteroids now. Now, I don't know. I hope that this eventually gets fixed, or this ends up being something that the user can control. Or again, if they added, yeah, they have this as gas. They even had a gas giant that wasn't explored yet. it would be nice to have order queues so that you could just manually control their misbehavior. But as it is, that does not currently exist. Yeah, so you're going over to explore something else. No, I'm sorry. No, please go over here and do something useful. We don't need to know what every asteroid's contents are. Not right away. I mean, when you have nothing else to do, then do it. But for now, no. And what do I always feel like I'm missing something. I go over here. Oh gosh, research. So we probably got that second research station up? Or what? Oh, is it because we don't have a lot of money coming in? F5. Okay, you're done. Shift F8. You're building this there. That's fine. You're also building this here. Those are both... Oh, you're almost done, too. So did he end up jumping? I think he did. Research station constructed. Perfect. So take me there, and I probably won't be able to fund you, unfortunately. But let me get this guy. I think that... I'm going to put him on automated now. Let's see. What is he going to do? Will he jump back? Question is, if I have you refuel here. Yes, they're jumping. Yes. Okay. All right. All is well in the world. All is well. Okay. So that means that we did happen to build this far enough away that they will jump. And that means that this one, which to me looks further away. Hard to tell. I mean, I can do top down even. Pretty close, but it looks like they're a little bit further away. Also looks like it should be a jumping distance. Great. Great. So again, remember to put your stations further apart if you want them to be closer together. That's the moral of the story here. I think that this will all be iterated on eventually, but for now we're just kind of learning these little tricks, smoothing off little sharp edges. I don't want you to have no mission though. Did you already finish? Oh my gosh, it's up and running already. Well, great. But also, yeah, surprising. So let's go over to our resources, yeah. And we're already building one here, which is great. That is just insane. Wait, this is not up and running? New mining locations. There are no undamaged parts. Is this bugged? Wild Negotiator. Are you doing something? You are going to Loark to build that. Fine, okay, just go finish it or whatever that means. Let's move on to the next one, though. Oh, okay, another Castellan spot, which is still good to have, and I think that Carbonite is actually next for us. And this is a great one, too. Emerald Crystal. Wait, is it... Emerald Crystal is weapons, right? Yeah, weapons. Trying to remember. It is Osalia with... Where's the Osalia? Tidirios? Is that the shields? Shielding, reactor components. I'm pretty sure Osalia is for shields. No, it is weapons. Okay. So it is Tidirios maybe that is the shields? I don't know. Hard to keep track. First of all, I want to make sure we're going to crash research as soon as we can. We are not quite there yet. Alright, assign a mission, complete construction. Oh, okay, we could assign this mission. I actually don't want that mission assigned yet. I don't think that extra spaceport and the maintenance cost that it entails is useful for us quite yet. I would like to build more exploration ships. I think this is just very important. I'd like to get like over 10 by the time we're out of the system, which is going to be in like basically a year as soon as I can get enough money. So I don't want to do this though because it's going to stop my ability to crash research. So basically the answer is no. Now I cannot, I don't know how to do this. I want to upgrade this so it gets the recreation center as well, but it's actually going to be pretty difficult to do because if we're out of space as I remember. So what are we going to do? Get rid of more weapons? That's not really ideal. I guess we could get rid of one shield. And that is, because it is more important in my opinion to get the recreation stuff on here. And we are unfortunately 4 short. You gotta be kidding me. Scratch my head. Nope, need that. Okay, we're gonna have to get rid of more stuff. I think we'll get rid of another shield. Shielding is quickly dropping. Oh boy. But I need it. We need that recreation center. I mean, this is, yeah, I think these are important things to get. It leaves us with 10 remaining. Don't really think there's really going to be anything we can get with that. I mean, I could put a sensor on. I do like having sensors on this thing. Not surveys, but proximity sensors. Or I could just leave it here for now. I think we will. Eventually we'll get a larger size spaceport and this will be upgraded. But for now, we'll just leave it like that. We'll let them upgrade when they please, which means I'm going to watch that money drop, and there it goes. Are you already upgrading? Not yet. I don't know why I saw that money drop, but that's fine. Okay, so F2 is looking good. Shift F5. No, F5, and then Shift F8. Yeah, this is all looking good, and I'm really happy. So these are not anywhere near close enough to cover each other in terms of damage. I guess jumping over to the general area, it's protected, but yeah. And these are probably too close. I mean, we're still seeing civilian ships that certainly have jump drives. Yep. They're just going back and forth, which makes regular engines extremely important on civilians, but I'm not going to micromanage that for this first series. Basically, let's kind of view the game. I'd like to get to late game first. Oh my gosh, we have money. So let's crash research. And that is going to be the last action that we conduct in this episode. So I'm happy to bring this one to another close. What's our plan? I mean, what's the near term? So I think in the near term, we want to start getting some mining stations on these various places. Oh. Okay, and then we found, because my explorers didn't just focus on the asteroids, thankfully, we find something really interesting here. Investigate ancient crash ship. We will, of course, do that. We have uncovered the wreckage of a space vessel on a hairla. It's like a hairball, but not. It is clearly not Xenox in origin, and it appears to date from the time of the Great Cataclysm. The ship's computers are badly damaged, and it is likely that any effort to access a portion of the memory will make the rest of the data irretrievable. Man, I don't know why Windows Vista is just so pervasive in this universe, but no wonder they had a great cataclysm. We have always prioritized knowledge above all else, but in this case, we must choose which knowledge to pursue. Do we want the logs or do we want the schematics? And of course, Tortuga, the ever researcher, is going to access schematics, which gave us about a 25% boost to our current research, which kind of sucks, by the way, because we already paid for the full crash research. So in this case, I might have been better off getting logs. And logs, by the way, just so you know what it does, it'll give you some really interesting point that you can go explore, which might have like some valuable ships or something. It's pretty useful. Anyway, so this helped our research, which is of debatable. So it essentially saved us maybe like a third of a year of research on stable warp fields. Interesting, but perhaps not the most efficient. That might have been a good case to make for actually taking the logs. Anyway, like I said, that's the last action we'll take for this video. So thanks for watching. Until the next one, stay safe and take care.